All right. Welcome to another CEO vlog, right? That's the best title that I can come up with. As a CEO, you're responsible for a lot of things. And when I say CEO, I think a lot of people think of as like the CEOs, head of corporation, those kind of things. And, yeah, they're involved in a lot of different things. But for me, I mean that CEO who's running their own business. And I think if you don't call yourself CEO, no, you probably should because it's a lot cooler term. Um, but one of the things that wanted to talk about today was sales, and it's one of the hardest things I think to learn, and it's one of your biggest responsibilities as a CEO is you have to be in charge of that sales process, and you have to be the one that's bringing in the biggest sales. I mean, that's your job. It is you, like the company is you, and people buy from you, and so that consistent effort of reaching out to customers, reaching out to current customers, reaching out to past customers, to new customers, potentials. That is your superpower, or it should be your superpower. And sales, it's probably one of the hardest things that I've ever had to learn. And I'm not perfect at it by any means. And I think, a couple pieces of advice that I can give you on sales are, number one, the easiest one I can tell you is stop talking, right? Stop talking and just listen. And I found, most recently, it was funny. We had a sales call planned for somebody that needed us, reached out to us from one of our Google ads. And so we set it up. It's a construction company and we got them on. And when the meeting started, it was kind of that awkward moment, right? Where no one knew who to start. No one knew who was supposed to start. And I think they thought I was supposed to start. I thought they were going to kind of tell me what their issues were, but I think they wanted me to give them my pitch about who we were. And that's what you typically want to do. You want to tell them everything that's great about you and why they should hire you and all the different staff. And that's a mistake. Like they don't care about you. they they want to tell you what their problems are and they want you to solve them. And so what I did in that situation, I really wanted to start with like, oh my gosh, we've got a great team and our marketing company is amazing and all this other stuff. But the what I did was because in the back of my head, I could hear my sales trainer going, hey, listen, shut your mouth. And so what I did was I said, well, tell me a little bit about what's going on. And they just unloaded. They were telling us all these things that they wanted to do with their website and the things that they couldn't change that they wanted to change. And they were two people that were the only marketing team, and it was a large company, a couple $100 million a year, and they only had two people on their marketing, and they were doing everything. And, 20 minutes later, I knew everything that they were frustrated with. And so I was able to then slowly talk about what we do and why we do it and how we've helped solve those particular issues in the past. And without letting them talk, I would have never known what particular issues to address. So again, number one sales technique, shut your mouth and just listen because they want you to solve their problems. And I think another one too is we always seem to think of as sales as new new customers, and I think we forget about our current customers who know, like, and trust us. And making a plan to reach out to them and simply say, hey, how's it going, checking in. They'll start to tell you more problems that they have that maybe you're not doing those services yet. So think about your current customers, and that should be your first start. Offer them other things that they're not doing with you. And I think lastly is ask for referrals. One of the things we don't do a very good job at is actually making that ask for referrals. I remember Greg Coyne, my sales trainer from Sandler years ago, had asked me, how many referrals did you get this year? And I said, well, I don't know, we got quite a few, 20, maybe, I don't remember. He's like, well, that's pretty good. He's like, how many of those did you ask for? And I was like, well, I didn't ask for any. Referrals don't work that way. You get referred. And he's like, no. He's like, call your customers and email your customers and say, hey, look, I know we were able to solve this issue for you. Or are there other people that you think we should be talking to? And typically they're very happy to refer you to other people. They love doing it. It makes them feel good. They know that their person who they're referring you to is going to get great service. So it makes them look good. And they love to help They love to help. And so they're not thinking about that though. That's the thing is they're not sitting there on their busy day just like us. They're not going, "Man, I should call Brian and spend more money," or "Man, who can I refer Brian to?" They're not thinking like that. And so really those 3 tips. If you want help with that and you want some coaching or if you want some experience that we have here to help you kind of close those deals or make up a plan for you, or if you need help with marketing, give me a call. But let me know what your sales tips are too, because I love talking about sales. All right. See you on the next one.